Hello, it's Dan from Audioface here for a reaction review of Kendrick Lamar's Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I listened to it for the first time last night. Hello, son. And yeah, these are my first kind of thoughts. So before you listen, I just want you to think about all of the bad, mediocre, terrible albums that you've put yourself through over the past, I don't know, however many years. Not to say every single rapper that's released an album has done a poor job of it, but to say that, there's been a lot of trash that people have insisted is good and have tried to say, oh no, you should really give it a try, you should really give it a chance. But thankfully, Kendrick is here now. But what can I say about it to begin with? He's been ducking pandemics, he's been ducking social gimmicks. He is ready to really give some insight into this next chapter of his life. A lot of his records have been very documentary focused, not necessarily, but they tell stories about what he has seen from his kind of perspective. Perspective is a really big deal in a lot of Kendrick records because oftentimes he's dipping into a lot of perspectives of other people. You'll kind of see that in The Heart Part 5, the music video Morph thing that was released, where he does like the deep fake face thing of Kobe Bryant, Nipsey Hussle, Will Smith, Kanye West, all those other people. And this perspective that he's rapping from now is one of someone who is definitely post-Damn, who's grown from that lyrically, and I'll get to that in a really quick moment. And I think best of all, that perspective is one that is, I think, is most confident and still his most humble, because definitely a major criticism of Kendrick Lamar has been that he's way too preachy, that he's one of those overly conscious rappers, right? But I think that's definitely here. Kendrick Lamar's got messages that he's trying to get people to understand and take in, but I would give him credit that he does so with a remarkable amount of humility here, and I'll get to that a little bit in a moment. Again, I'm going to do my full review with Sean on a future episode of Audioface, so make sure you're subscribed and you check that out. But it's 18 songs long and 18 songs, an hour and 13 minutes long, and it's 9 songs each because it's a double album, like people speculated. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. I honestly think the Big Steppers comes first and Mr. Morale is second, but doesn't matter. Sean and I have talked about double albums a lot. I'm sure we very much will, but I think that to not give away what everything I'll say in the full review, Kendrick Lamar is one of those artists who can definitely pull off a double album. Let me think about this, because I have some notes here as I'm doing my morning walk on take 2 of this. But instrumentally, the project's on another level. I want to give a big shout out to Beckon, J.LBS, J-Labs, I want to say Soundwave, and Beach Noise. They all really came through with the production quality on this record. And there's definitely going to be a lot of songs that have conversation, create memes. I can't wait to see the music videos from this cycle and what they kind of have to offer. Usually the videos are very creative and explore a lot of good concepts. But what you're really seeing here, in comparison to a lot of the just like really trashy, crappy albums we've gotten over the past couple of years from rappers, is a true legend in his own time at work. Like I said, lyrics-wise, Kendrick seems like a teacher, but he's really humble in this way. Production-wise, I think they did a really good job of keeping things interesting, the producers here. They have this, it's really hard to describe, because it's the moments that sound like rap and trap in this record, that's the moments that sound like, contemporary hip-hop, are almost like Oasis points, because so many of these songs don't do that. Many of them do, don't get me wrong. Kendrick's here to make hits, all right? So it's not going to veer too off the beaten path in all cases. But at the same time, Kendrick Lamar has always been someone who's been pushing the boundaries within his rap stardom. And especially with Damn, a record where so many of the key parts of the production were sort of just stripped out from the process to begin with, and really stripped down to their core to produce a really bare bones but raw, powerful sounding record. Here you get something that kind of takes things similarly back to its roots, but definitely doesn't sound at all like Damn. It has a lot of piano in it, a lot of other things, that a lot of like modulations in it that definitely give it a broader, different feeling than Damn. But it's also just sounds like its own thing. A lot of times you'll have these really deep piano pieces. It's really a rhythmic record, and then all of a sudden, then the beat comes in, then the flow comes in. It's tremendous. Again, so I guess I'll stop here before about some of the songs that are going to really get people in the conversation here. We Cry Together. It's an unhealthy relationship kind of played out in a song. It's definitely that long tradition of male rappers and female rappers sort of like going back and forth bar for bar, playing out a relationship, a relational drama, and talking about the effects of how that impacts them, but also kind of has a twist at the end that doesn't necessarily bode well for them. But it's a really deep song. I think it does really interesting things. And then Auntie Diaries. Oh, it's definitely some shout outs to other rappers who have done that in the 90s. Victor Vaughn, MF Doom comes to mind, and then there is I think Biggie's in a couple songs like this, but the second one I think is already getting a lot of attention is Auntie Diaries, not necessarily just because of Kung Fu Kenny dropping that one F word a lot in it, but there's definitely a lot of purpose to it, there's definitely a lot of meaning to it, and it's kind of like the streets' answer to an extremely homophobic time that people are living in right now, that people are currently experiencing right now. And it's something that I think only Kendrick Lamar, in a genre that is still grappling with its own remnants, at sometimes not remnants, it's very out in the forefront, levels of homophobia. It's something that Kendrick Lamar is uniquely adept at, able to kind of ride that line of. It's not like a sort of typical anti-social justice warrior kind of take, but it's still definitely really good. Other tearjerkers you're definitely going to get Mother, I Sober, Father Time. I mean, you gotta just listen to this album. It's very, very, it's one of those like legend moments. You're gonna want to remember where you were when you first listened to it. You're gonna have memories about these different records, and it's definitely going to be an album of the year contender for sure. So yeah, make sure you check out the full Audioface review, youtube.com/audiofacepod, to subscribe for that. And it's been really fun talking about this record for the first time, the first listen. Amazed only one car kind of got to the sound of that, but yeah, we will check out, Sean and I will do a full review of the album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, when we are back together in the studios at the same time, or our respective studios, in a little bit. So take care. Also, watch out for a bonus review from the Sean on The Smile. I totally meant to say that. And yeah, cheers.